In this essay, I will briefly discuss the voyeurism of the main characters of the film Rear Window by Alfred Hitchcock and Disturbia by D.J. Caruso. Voyeurism is seen as taboo, especially when it comes to the private space of another person's home, but is it morally acceptable to watch your neighbors if doing so enables you to report a crime they've committed? The main characters of the films are L.B. Jeffries, played by James Stewart, and Cale, played by Shia LaBeouf. Although there is a 53-year difference between the films and technology has drastically changed, both characters make use of binoculars, camera lenses, and good old-fashioned eyes to watch their neighbors. LB has found himself confined to his tiny apartment after landing himself in a cast during a photo shoot, while Cale is confined to his house and yard by an ankle bracelet he was awarded after punching a teacher who made remarks about Cale's deceased father. LB has a beautiful blonde love interest named Lisa Carol Fremont, played by Grace Kelly, and a sidekick of sorts in Nurse Stella, played by Thelma Ritter. Cale also has a blonde love interest named Ashley, played by Sarah Romer, and a goofy sidekick named Ronnie, played by Aaron Yu. The window of LB's apartment offers a view into a courtyard of many other apartments where he entertains himself by watching his neighbors who lead relatively mundane lives. Hitchcock offers us a realistic first-person point of view of this courtyard and its inhabitants with realistic camera angles and very realistic lighting. Because Rear Window was filmed in a studio, Hitchcock made sure that the lighting was just right to perfectly mimic the changing light throughout the day. Disturbia had the fortune of being shot in a real neighborhood and was able to take advantage of natural lighting. Caruso did an excellent job of using the natural light inside and outside of Cale's house to project the feeling of being confined to house arrest. When Cale's mom disconnects his Xbox and iTunes accounts, he begins watching his neighbors out of boredom, and his interest in his neighbor Robert Turner, played by David Morse, is sparked when he sees a news story about a missing girl and notices that Turner's car matches the description. Likewise, LB's interest is piqued when he believes he may have witnessed the murder of Mrs. Thorwald, played by Irene Winston, by her husband Lars Thorwald, played by Raymond Burr, and he wonders why a salesman would leave the house in the middle of the night with a suitcase. In both films, the love interest and sidekick don't believe the observations of the main characters and question the morality of their voyeurism, but eventually get caught up in the excitement of watching and trying to figure out if crimes have actually been committed. Due to their respective confinements, LB and Cale are unable to investigate the suspected murders on their own, so Ronnie, Ashley, and Lisa venture out to do a little breaking and entering and stalking to dig up some dirt. With mounting evidence of crimes, and because Cale's mom had been captured by Turner, the cops that didn't believe Cale and LB suddenly find themselves investigating murders. Although Detective Doyle, played by Wendell Corey, waited until LB was falling out of a window. And Officer Gutierrez, played by Jose Pablo Cantillo, took his sweet time to help Cale since the teacher Cale punched happened to be his cousin. Spoiler alert, Officer Gutierrez dies at the hands of Turner. Both LB and Cale are able to confront their criminal neighbors, but LB ends up in a new cast after being pushed out of the window. And Cale gets his freedom back after he kills Turner in his creepy dungeon. The lighting choices and camera angles chosen in these final scenes are immensely helpful in getting the right emotion across to the audience. The high angle over LB shows his sense of powerlessness, while the focused light and low angle on Cale show his renewed sense of power while he's protecting his mom and about to take out his serial killer neighbor. While voyeurism is a taboo subject, these movies definitely give us something to think about and discuss.